Back in the city, we catch up with Venom as he's making his way through the town, but he's also getting attacked by a swarm of robot bugs. Now this swarm has already hit several superheroes, but now it appears to want a piece of that symbiote ass. When we flash to Miss Marvel, we see she's also fighting the swarm in another part of the city, as the swarm has also targeted Wolverine and Moon Knight. After the swarm finishes with Venom, the swarm appears to take a piece of Venom, so Venom tracks the swarm, and he manages to track the swarm all the way to Miss Marvel. And as Venom confronts Miss Marvel, he asks her if she has anything to do with this, to which she is like, fuck no. Nevertheless, the two have bigger problems because that swarm catches fire, and now they have to inadvertently join forces in order to protect innocent civilians. As Venom and Miss Marvel manage to save everyone, Miss Marvel thanks Venom for the awesome teamwork back there, to which Venom replies, "We are not a team, and we don't need your approval," to which Miss Marvel is kinda like, oh shit, but Venom takes off in hot pursuit of the swarm. Miss Marvel accompanies Venom, and she asks him how does he know the location of the swarm, but Venom replies the swarm stole a piece of him and thus he can follow it. Now Miss Marvel thinks that's super fucking gross. Nevertheless, she's like, okay. Miss Marvel and Venom track the swarm to this rundown apartment complex, and as Miss Marvel is trying to go stealthy, Venom goes loud and just busts through the fucking window. Now initially they find nothing, but with Miss Marvel taking the lead, they manage to discover a laboratory, and upon further inspection of the laboratory, they find a guy inside who seems to be suffering from some kind of affliction. Now Venom just wants to tear this guy apart, but Miss Marvel wants to take the more methodical approach, and she convinces the guy to give them answers. But before they can extract the information they need from this guy, this dude turns into a fucking monster, as this dude is not actually suffering from an affliction, he's merely undergoing the effects of an incomplete immortality serum. So Venom and Miss Marvel proceed to engage this abomination, but the more damage they deal to this thing, the bigger it gets. Now Miss Marvel is like, fuck, this might be the end, we might really bite it here, but luckily, the guy explodes before any more damage can happen. Now Miss Marvel is kind of sad due to the fact that they couldn't save the guy, but Venom is like, fuck that asshole, as they learn the guy actually volunteered to be a test subject. But Miss Marvel warns Venom that you can be a victim and a bad guy. Nevertheless, Venom takes off again as he's still tracking the missing piece of symbiote. Venom and Miss Marvel track the missing piece of symbiote to a laboratory, as these guys were attempting to use the piece of a symbiote to mesh with their immortality serum. Now Venom, Moon Knight, Wolverine, and Miss Marvel proceed to join forces in order to ambush these guys, as these guys have all been attacked by the swarm at one point in time. But in the middle of all the chaos, the boss tells the scientists behind it all to inject everyone with the incomplete immortality serum. Now all hell breaks loose, as all the test subjects are turned into a bunch of mutant abominations, and Wolverine, Moon Knight, and Venom are forced to engage these guys. Now while all that's going on, Miss Marvel makes her way over to the scientists to see if there's a serum to counteract the effects of the drug. The scientist informs Miss Marvel that these guys all volunteered for this, but Miss Marvel is like, I don't give a fuck. What can we do to stop this? The scientist gives Miss Marvel the location of the counter agent in order to reverse the effects of the drug. And as Miss Marvel grabs the counter agent, she proceeds to arm each one of the superheroes with the antidote in order to reverse the effects. So Venom, Moon Knight, and Wolverine, they all work together in order to immobilize the test subjects so they can each be injected with the serum. Now this works, and it does end up reversing the effects of the drug. Now as Moon Knight, Wolverine, and Miss Marvel are dealing with the scientist that created the drug, Miss Marvel notices that Venom has disappeared. Miss Marvel goes to catch up with Venom, that way she can thank him for saving her life. Now when she catches up with Venom, Venom is like, we really don't need thanks. But Miss Marvel doesn't care and she thanks him anyway, as her and Venom go their separate ways. The end.